What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a 1-year review of ownership for the C8 Z06. So I've had this car for a little bit over a year now, but I wanted to talk about just the overall experience, what I think about it after having it for a year now, and then any issues I've had. So far it's been through 2 long winters in the Midwest, so I've only really had 1 summer to drive it. It's got a couple thousand miles on it, but no issues with the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S at all. When I store the car, I just pump them up a couple PSI higher than spec, and I leave the car on the Chevy battery tender, which is right here. So after driving it around the entire summer, I still think it's one of the best factory exhaust systems ever. I'm still satisfied with the sound, especially in track mode, which is like a straight pipe from the cat's back. And I've had 2 modified V8s, so I still get the itch, of course, to modify the exhaust, but here's a comparison that kind of shows the Mustang, which was straight piped, the Hellcat, which had a catback, and then the Z06, which is factory exhaust. Overall, I'm still insanely thankful to even have this car, so every time I get in it or look back to see the engine sitting behind me, it's like a dream. Driving on the street is really comfortable. You can easily switch between soft to very stiff suspension using the MagneRide controls, which come standard on the Z06. So street driving is really comfy. Since I've had the Z for a year now, I did do the first oil change myself. I did make a video on that, which is step by step, so it's right here in case you want to go look at that. Really the hardest or most annoying part of the oil change was just getting the car up in the air, which is like any other car. But once you get the car up, it's really straightforward. The oil change went really well. I didn't find any leaks or anything whatsoever, or any other issues while I was under the car. Everything came out and went back together flawlessly, as you'd expect. So far, the factory valved exhaust system has come in clutch, so I'm really happy that the Z06 comes standard with that. It helps make sure that my neighbors don't hate me, so if I'm waking up really early or coming home really late, I can just put the car in stealth mode and they don't hear a thing. Here's a clip of starting the car up in stealth mode versus track mode. Obviously, I didn't buy the Z06 for miles per gallon, but people are always curious about that, so I'll speak on that. Real world driving, I get about 7 miles per gallon right now. Every time I take the car out, it's for spirited driving. It's not really to cruise, so I haven't tested it on the highway to see what it could get, but I also don't really care. Just expect you'll be at the pump putting premium in a lot. I have installed a few carbon fiber pieces in the engine bay and the interior. So just to speak on that, the aftermarket is pretty huge on these cars. You got a bunch of good vendors out there, from cheap to really expensive, depending on how you want the quality to be. But the aftermarket is really nice. Tires are super soft, but seem like they'll last quite a while. Tires alone for this car are roughly $2,000. So keep that in mind if you ever need to buy a new set. It gets pretty pricey, but that's the cost for one of the best performance tires in the market. If you couldn't tell, I absolutely love this car, but let me tell you about some of the things I wish were better, just to be fair. The first one is not actually a problem, but I wanted to call out that there was 1 recall so far for the seat belts. Mine didn't actually have an issue, but just wanted to call out that there was a recall. Obviously not a big deal at all. If it's just seat belts, could be way worse. Second, thus far, I wish I put larger splash guards on right away. I mentioned this in a previous video, but wanted to call it out again. I wish they came with larger splash guards from factory, but Either way, I should have put them on earlier. The factory offset of the front wheels and tires is really aggressive and it looks amazing, but because of that, it throws a lot of rocks into the side of the car. So if roads around you have a lot of rocks, you can end up peppering your car pretty quick. Especially if you plan to do aftermarket wheels and tires with an even more aggressive offset, you definitely need to get some XL splash guards or something like that, or check out the GM ones. Just something to think about if you get this car. That should probably be one of the first things you add. Third, these cars have kind of rough blind spots. The factory mirrors don't have a wide field of view at all, so I wish they incorporated a wider field of view mirror there, but it's not entirely horrible. You can buy wider aftermarket mirrors that just have a wider field of view, or just do what I do and position the side mirrors to peek into your blind spot. But you can kind of position it so that you can see a bit of your blind spot, but also still lean over and see your rear tire just in case you're parallel parking. Fourth call out, the frunk hatch can sometimes be a little weird. My other two C8s, the Stingrays, had the manual frunk hatch. This Z06 comes with the automatic. And sometimes it's had issues grabbing the hatch. So, you'll press it down, it'll kind of play at like it's grabbing it and then it won't pull it down. After a while, it seems like it fixed itself because now it's working. Like I said, my two Stingrays had the manual hatch, which I didn't mind at all. It was still really easy to press down. To me, it's just one less thing that could fail over time. I did want to mention the rear also is an automatic hatch, but I've never had any issues with it. And that's really it. That's all I could really think of in terms of stuff I wish was a little different. But I haven't had any major actual issues with the car, knock on wood. The car has seen 8,000 RPM plenty of times, and the transmission and engine have been flawless. When I do drive it, it's usually spirited driving, like I mentioned, so it's been a beast. I plan to keep making these periodic videos, just as I own the car, to give some insights to people if they're thinking about buying one or just curious about it. So I'll keep providing my perspective and, notate any issues I run into. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If it was helpful at all, consider hitting like, comment, subscribe. It always helps the channel out, and I always appreciate it. See you guys next time.